morning, hello, welcome to another edition of iBrand Daybreak. It's a cold Wednesday morning, at least the night brought us some rains and just to ease the heat in Lagos State. I hope you're doing okay and you're keeping safe, covering yourself and also being healthy. Well, I have with me my amazing co-host, but before then, my name is Margaret Opera, and yes, I have Michael not with me in the studio. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Margaret.
How do you do?
And how do you do?
Awesome, thank you.
Yesterday, that's last night, I really had a nice sleep because the weather was cool because of the rain.
Yeah, I know some part of Lagos do rain, but if it didn't rain in your area, I'm so sorry. It's not my fault. But
It might be your turn. It might be your turn today or tomorrow.
Yeah. But it's cold. Even right here in the studio, I have my cup of tea. I'm sure everyone else has a cup of tea. Michael, do you have your cup of tea too?
I have a cup of tea.
But I don't want to sip yours. I want to sip mine.
But I don't feel like taking mine now.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay then, right? All right,
okay.
Over to you.
All right, now, as usual, we want to take a rundown of some of the items we have for you. We have a news update, newspaper review, tweets central. We have interesting topics to discuss today, as usual. We have sports with Jidechi. You wouldn't want to miss a bit of it. Now, let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll bring you news updates. The news update now. Two men were shot and critically wounded in Maryland Commercial Park in an incident that ended with the alleged gunman, identified as Navy sailor, going to a nearby military base where he was shot dead. Authorities in Frederick, Maryland, 45 miles northwest of Washington, were still trying to piece together the events shortly after they unfolded with an emergency call at 8:20 a.m. After receiving the call, police found the two shooting victims, but both of them at a Riverside Tech Park, a suburban-style sprawling complex of two-story commercial businesses.
Now, away from the foreign scene in Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of Deputy Inspector General of Police Usman Baba as acting Inspector General of Police with immediate effect. Minister of Police Affairs confirmed the appointment when he addressed State House correspondents in Abuja on Tuesday. Baba will replace Mohammed Adamu, who was appointed on January 15, 2019, to replace Ibrahim Idris. Adamu's tenure ended in February, but Buhari had on February 4th extended his tenure as the Inspector General of Police for 3 months. Adamu has, however, spent 2 months and 3 days, and the incoming IG, Baba, was promoted to the rank of DIG in December 2020 and was in charge of the Force Criminal Investigations Department.
Now we take you to Imo State, where gunmen have raised the Ehime Mbano Local Government Area Divisional Police Headquarters in the state. The development is coming just a day after unknown gunmen attacked Owerri Correctional Center and the Imo State Police Command Headquarters, freeing 1,884 inmates and raising over 50 vehicles there. The Tuesday's attack came a few hours after the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, the outgoing Inspector General of Police Mohammed Adamu, and the other government functionaries visited the states to inspect the level of damage on their attacked security facilities. On arrival, the gunmen freed all the suspects in detention before setting the police divisional headquarters ablaze.
And now in Kaduna State, bandits have killed 8 persons along Kaduna-Kachai Road and other locations in Kajuru and Kachai local government areas of Kaduna State. It was also learned that 25 passengers, including 19 female members of the Anglican Church, were abducted during the attack on the road in the early hours of Tuesday. Kaduna Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruwan, who confirmed the killings in a statement Tuesday afternoon, did not, however, mention the alleged abduction. An eyewitness claimed to have sighted about 9 lifeless bodies at different spots, while the bus conveying the Anglican Church members were abandoned with its occupant forced into the forest.
Some business stories now. The International Monetary Fund has raised its outlook for global economic growth again, forecasting worldwide output would rise 6% this year, a rate unseen since the 1970s, thanks largely to the unprecedented policy responses to the COVID-19 pandemic. That upgrade from 5.5% less than 3 months ago largely reflects a rapidly brightening outlook for the U.S. economy, which the IMF now sees growing by 6.4% in 2021, the forecast fastest since the early 1980s. That's up 1.3 percentage points from the IMF's 5.1% projection in the late January and nearly double the rate it estimated in October.
All right, now, thank you for joining us for the news updates. We'll take a short break now. When we return, we'll look at top stories in some of our Nigerian national newspapers. Stay with us. True unripe plantain flour is 100% natural flour gotten from the processing of unripe plantain. It contains no addictive and has a net content of 500 grams. True unripe plantain flour contains vitamin A, B6 and C. It is gluten-free and rich in calcium. Consuming true unripe plantain flour helps to build and strengthen stronger bones and can be a great meal for diabetic patients. It decreases your chances of constipation as it has a high fiber content and provides you with a low-fat diet. Here are some steps to prepare your true unripe plantain flour. Firstly, mix true unripe plantain flour with hot water in a pot and gradually add water till you achieve desired thickness. Place over medium heat and turn very well for 4 to 5 minutes to get the right texture. Mold into a ball and place in a bowl and allow to cool. Serve with your choice of soup. True unripe plantain flour can be eaten with any variety of soup, be it your ofe oha, ofe onugbu, begiri, ewedu, or your miyan kuka. To get your true unripe plantain flour, contact us at 12 Olowera Isheri Road by First Welder bus stop off Omole Phase 2, Olowera, Lagos, Nigeria, or call 070-6663-8213 or 081-6397-4447. Distributors.
Fresh from the farm, it good for body. No chemical at all. This na real banga. No more wahala or pandy washy. Just put on for fire and your food is done ready. Everybody follow me chop banga, hey banga, oh. Make you follow me chop Banga cook don easy. Banga na palm fruit wey dem comot, put am inside can. You fit use banga cook any kind soup wey you like, and other food dem like rice, beans and even yam. Na Pali Agro Product Limited dem dey manufacture am. For distribution, make you call 070-666-38213. Banga, come make your food yummy.
Most people don't understand the magic of a perfect skin, the allure of a well-pampered skin. We bounce from skincare products to skincare products, from spa to spa. Looking for that ideal solution. I found a solution. And it's Blemiville Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blemiville family.
You're welcome back to Daybreak Midweek. Joining us on the show to flesh out some topical issues is Femi Johnson, our public affairs analyst. Femi, you're welcome.
Thanks for having me as usual.
Good morning, Femi. Thank you for coming
You guys
again.
are looking good.
Thank you.
You are looking good too, no doubt about that.
Thank you so much.
Especially the color combination.
Oh, that's great. That means
Superb.
we have a lot of things in common.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
It's a coincidence. Okay, now we're kicking off with the Punch. On the front page, we have panic as bombs hit gunmen's hideouts. A federal government goes after IPOB. With riders there, fighter jets, ground troops storm Akwa Ibom forest, pound hoodlums, then be ruthless, unleash weapons against IPOB, XIG, tells police personnel. And bombardment, a big relief, who were given advance notice, resident. At the topmost portion of the paper, we have NNPC targets 18-month completion, signs $1.5 billion Port Harcourt refinery repair contract. IMF raises Nigeria's growth forecast to 2.5%. Jonathan in Bauchi recalls AIDS deserted him after poll loss. And the important part, courts shut as judiciary workers begin strike over autonomy. WAEC releases 2021 exam results with 30.11% pass. ShopRite concluding arrangements to exit Nigeria 2021. This coming from the CEO. A Japanese victim receives recovered 370,000 yen from EFCC. And the final one there is poly lecturers vow to continue strike despite meeting federal government.
Now we move to the Nation newspaper. The screaming headline here says 8 killed, 11 kidnapped in Osun, Ondo, and Kaduna State, with riders saying abductors of church members demand 100 million naira ransom. And Chinese miners taken away. Herders attack women in Ekiti. And the topmost part of the paper says 40% makes 5 credits in WAEC. And also why states should stop vaccination by federal government. Page 2 has the story. And judicial workers, poly teachers begin strike. At my left, it says Uzodinmat police confront IPOB. And also intervention funds can hurt financial market coming from the IMF. And just some part of the paper says Adamu removed as IGY on assignment. Baba takes over. And bird flu hits Kanu, Kaduna, Benue, and others. So some of the stories in the Nation newspaper.
We now go with the Nigerian Tribune, from which we come. Adamu's journey cut short. Baba 58 named new IGP. At the topmost part, we have females performed better in 2021 WAEC. Why Atiku is not qualified to contest for president. Malami tells court. IMF forecasts 2.5% economic growth for Nigeria in 2021. Ebony killings. Indigents raised the alarm over alleged escape of 55 suspects in police custody. And last, from the Nigerian Tribune, Nigeria can't afford to miss out of fourth industrial revolution. This is coming from the finance minister.
Now the Guardian newspaper, the top story here says again gunmen raid police stations after VP sacked IGP visited Imo State. Continue on page 2. And also another headline says Fulani herdsmen attack women farmers in Ekiti. Judicial workers ground court nationwide despite CJN's intervention. We have a lot of stories on the national dailies, but then, Femi, I would like to also talk about the screaming headline from the Nation newspaper says 8 killed, 11 kidnapped in Osun, Ondo, and Kaduna, and also the rider says abductors of church members demand 100 million naira ransom. Chinese miners taking away, headers attack women in Ekiti. All of this story still boils down to insecurity, which has been a lingering topic for a while now.
Well, thanks for having me.
Welcome.
You see, it's something that calls for worry. If you look at the last 2 months, if you check daily headlines, you see issues that has to do with insecurity, kidnapping, just like what we have today. The one that happened in Ekiti, the one that happened where church members were being kidnapped, Anglican church members on their way they were on a journey, and they were being kidnapped, and then, the kidnappers are asking for 10 million naira. You see, over time, it's becoming a trend, and it's worrisome because it's becoming a daily affair. And that's why it's important for us to understand that it is not business as usual. I'm not surprised when some Nigerians are calling for state of emergency when it comes to, insecurity in Nigeria. And it's important, our security agencies understand that we're at a point where we don't have to take things as easy as it used to be, because it's becoming a daily affair. Not even civilians alone. VIPs are being targeted. Even government officials are being targeted. Look at the attack that happened in Imo State. You can recall what happened. Now, for some gunmen or bandits to have the effrontery to attack a police formation, and that's the police headquarters in Imo State, that's just to tell you we're at a time where it is not as easy as it used to be. And therefore, what do we need to do? I'm happy we have a new IGP now. But like I always say, everything starts and ends with leadership. So we have a new IGP. We always assume that should translate to productivity or efficiency. Of course, I'm hoping to see that, and I'm hoping that happens. But it takes a collaborative effort of all the security agencies to ensure that the insecurity Nigeria is battling with is being curtailed. Now, when it comes to internal security, that's the job of the police. But you are now aware that the police as a force or as a unit is overwhelmed. If you look at the number of policemen in Nigeria compared to the landmass, compared to the number of Nigerians, according to our population, officially we are over 200 million. And if you look at the number of policemen in Nigeria, a little above 400,000. So how do you expect 400,000 policemen to police over 200 million Nigerians? So these are the challenges, and I'm hoping the new IGP will start tackling them as soon as possible. So what we need to have is like a form of collaborative effort. Nigerians at the point felt, okay, once we change the security chiefs, that will solve the problem. But that is just to tell you, it is not about the personalities alone, but about the structure, the architectural structure in Nigeria, which somehow because we believe that everything starts and ends with leadership, which is good. But somehow you also need to understand that the right framework for that leadership to work, for that leadership to be effective, it's also important. So there's a need for us to have a rejig of the security architectural units in Nigeria, where we don't leave everything in the hands of the police and the military, because they can't be everywhere. In fact, you can't put technology, even if you deploy technology, which is part of what is being done in other climes, where you have CCTV cameras here and there for them to monitor movement and who is coming in. So these are part of the things we need to do as a nation, but we're at a time where I will agree with people who said there's a need to declare a state of emergency.
Thank you very much, Femi. And I have my own question. It's taken from a Nigerian Tribune screaming headline, Adamu's journey cut short, Baba 58 named new IGP. The former IGP that's talking about Adamu's tenure was extended by 3 months. He was supposed to have retired February. For whatever reason, at last we have a new IGP. What are your expectations?
Well, the first thing I'm expecting for the IGP is to do more of actions than talking. What we've had in the past is security agencies, once they assume office, maybe due to the fact that they want to give us the impression that they are the right candidate for the job, you start seeing them making some statements, releasing press releases, making some vows, promising Nigerians they're going to do this. You remember what happened when the service chiefs came on board? They're making some statements, they are going to, go after the bandits and all that, what do we have? So I'm not expecting the new IGP to toll that path. I'm expecting more actions than talking. In fact, more security initiatives should be behind the scenes. But in Nigeria, what do we have? You want to launch this operation, so you make noise about it. And even the people you're targeting, they even know about the operations, because don't forget, these bandits or whoever they are, they make use of the media. So whatever you put there, they know. So I'm not expecting the new IGP to toll that part. Then I'm also expecting that the new IGP will implement, if possible, champion the cause or the call for, state policing or community kind of policing, because it's obvious the police cannot do it all alone. So if we're towing the part of Amotekun for the southwest, and whatever is being deployed as far as north or the eastern part of the country is concerned, but we're at a point where we need to break everything from the center, because you can't expect, with the level of advancement, the level of technology and growth as far as Nigeria is concerned, for us to have one person seated in Abuja giving instruction. The governors are expected to be the chief security officer of their states, but what do we have? Look at what happened to the governor of Benue. Most of the governors are helpless because they are just, I don't want to use the word figuratively, that they are just chief security officers of their states, but because the constitutional framework does not allow them, they can't control the police. So that's why it's important for us to have state or community kind of policing, even if that is going to be merged into the federal system of policing. Yes, that can happen. Like what we have now, the Amotekun is a form of community kind of policing, which also goes in hand with the federal system of policing that we have. So when you have this at the grassroots, these people will provide what I call native intelligence. They make the work of the military or the work of the police easier, because they live in these communities. They can tell who is who. And this will also complement the efforts of the police. So I'm hoping the new IGP will look into the call for state policing and community policing. If it can do that, I think that will help our security in Nigeria.
Let's keep our fingers
Yes,
crossed.
we will do that. Thank you so much, Femi, for lending your voice out to this topic. So,
It's my pleasure.
all right, then. We'll be speaking to Femi Johnson, a public affairs analyst. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we'll flesh out all the topical issues. So stay with us.
Oh boy, winning you was so easy.
I just couldn't stand those your powerful shots. That's what happened.
Really? Let's go to my place for dinner.
This fufu is so nice.
It's through unripe plantain flour.
True unripe plantain flour is delicious.
Yes, true unripe plantain flour is what I serve my husband for swallows. It's easy to prepare, fortified with vitamin A, low in sugar and cholesterol, rich in fiber that helps the heart, builds and strengthens the bone, and his energy level is boosted.
Through unripe plantain flour, no additives, 100% natural, a product of Pali Agro Products Nigeria. Through unripe plantain flour, available in all leading stores.
You go enter market, just make you go buy fresh palm fruits. When you reach house, you go wash, you go pound, your body go dey pain you, even your fingernails go dey pain you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for una. Una don hear of Banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do na make you go for the up, open am. Take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again, my brother no waste time again. Just go buy Banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, make your food yummy yum.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081 63 974447, 080 35 64 4436, 070 66 63 8213. Banga Fresh.
Powerful looks command respect, they say. The perfect body, the perfect grooming, and ultimately the perfect skin. Looks, style, and grooming makes the ultimate man. I've found a ridiculously easy way to make my skin always feel epic. My name is Neo. I found Blemiviv, and now my skin finally makes sense.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners, best in dry cleaning and laundry services, and meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery. Ooh.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash.
Fresh from the farm, it good for body. No chemical at all. This na real banga. No more wahala or pandy wash. Just put on for fire and your food is ready. Everybody follow me chop banga, hey banga, oh. Make you follow me chop away. Banga cook don easy. Banga na palm fruit wey dem comot, put am inside can. You fit use banga cook any kind soup wey you like, and other food dem like rice, beans, and even yam. Na Pali Agro Product Limited dem dey manufacture am. For distribution, make you call 070-666-38213. Banga, for make your food yummy.
Hi everyone, my name is Chinwe Ebili. I'm here to introduce to you a very nutritious food produced and packaged by Pali Agro Product Limited. For this reason, the market has increased in stock. What are we talking about? True unripe plantain flour. It contains iron, fiber, vitamin B6, which helps your digestive system. Take a close look through unripe plantain flour because it is satisfying, unique, and good for the red blood cell. It reduces risk of diabetes and excellent for production. Hurry.
You're welcome back to Daybreak midweek here on iBrandTV. Yeah, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of Deputy Inspector General of Police Usman Baba as acting Inspector General of Police with immediate effect. The Minister of Public Affairs, Maigari Dengyadi, confirmed the appointment when he addressed the State House correspondents in Abuja. That was on Tuesday. Baba will now replace Adamu Muhammad, who was appointed in January the 15th, 2020, to replace Ibrahim Idris. Adamu's tenure ended in February, but Buhari had, on February the 4th, extended his tenure as the Inspector General of Police for 3 months, which lasted until March. Adamu has, however, spent 2 months and 3 days. The incoming Inspector General of Police Baba was promoted to the rank of DIG in December 2020 and was in charge of the Force Criminal Investigation Department. We still have right here in the house Femi Johnson, our public affairs analyst. We're going to dwell on this issue with some questions, very pertinent questions. Yeah, Femi, we had... Welcome back once again.
Welcome back.
Glad to be here.
We had already started talking about the new IGP. Now, we touched the expectations coming from you, what you had expected, what you would expect from the new IG. Going further, what would you think the old Inspector General of Police did that you wouldn't want the new Police Inspector General of Police to do or repeat?
Well, I'm hoping, thank you very much for that. Let me start by saying there's something that happened, you know. The former Inspector General of Police was supposed to have left in February.
Yes.
But his tenure was being extended, you know. Why the president had to do that was explained earlier. Maybe the president felt, okay, he still needed his service and had to retain him. He was supposed to be there for 3 months, but as we, you know, what happened yesterday, he spent 2 months and then a few days. Now, I'm expecting part of the things I'm expecting from the new IGP is to prioritize the welfare of police officers, which I didn't see much of that in the last regime. I'm not saying the man who was there before didn't do that, but I didn't see more of that. And I want to see more of that, you know, having a new IGP. You must understand that it's important that our police officers are being taken care of. I'll give you an instance. Visit all the barracks you have in Nigeria. The state of the barracks are so appalling that you can't even believe that a normal human being should be living in that place. And I want to believe one of the things the new IGP should look at is how to prioritize the welfare of the police officer. A situation where you have police officers buying their kits. You know, these are simple things they can enjoy to boost their morale. Imagine they have a family to feed. And if you have a situation where your accommodation is not comfortable, as someone is supposed to serve the nation, you won't be disappointed when some of them will begin to cut corners to earn living or to make their lives comfortable. Go to any barracks in Nigeria. You'll be shocked. The state of the barracks, and what will it take is just an initiative, maybe like a public and private partnership. In fact, some of these banks can be compelled to take up some of these barracks as their social responsibility. They are, you know, some of these projects they embark on. So part of the task, I think, is before the new IGP is to ensure that the welfare of police officers are being prioritized. Now, if you look at any police officer in Nigeria compared to other climes, UK, US, even from the appearance,
the difference is clear.
The difference is clear. From the appearance, you want to interact with a police officer anytime you go to the UK or you visit the US because of the level of conversation they could have with you, the appearance. In fact, you feel comfortable. But here in Nigeria, having the presence of a police officer, you are somehow going to experience a little discomfort because you're not sure if the man is working towards your interest or not. So I'm expecting all these things, you know, proper training for our police officer, more training, not just about the combat training, but training when it comes to human relationship, when it comes to human psychology, when it comes to, you know, leadership, when it comes to community, you know, relations. Our police officers need to be trained in this area. And that's why you see, there was a protest that happened a few months back, the NSAS thing. Why did it happen? Because there were allegations of, you know, extra, you know, unethical conduct by some police officers. So I'm also expecting that the new IGP will see how to curtail that. whether they call it SARS or SWOT, whatever name is given to them now, it is not the change of the name
that matters.
That matters. It's the character. You know, in this part of this world, and there's a perception, when you talk about a police officer, there's a perception you have. And unfortunately, this perception is not that positive. So these are things that I believe the new IGP should work on. Then another thing is the relationship between an average police officer and the citizens, what you call community relations. A police officer, I'm looking forward to a situation whereby policemen, if possible, you are posted to an environment where you understand the people. You can speak their language. Imagine if I'm a police officer and I'm posted to somewhere in Ondo State and I can speak Yoruba very well. It's easier for me to relate with the people. It's easier for me to mix with the people. But when you have a situation where I'm working in a place that I don't even understand the culture of the people, I can't even speak their language, there's what we call intelligence gathering. It will be difficult because some our intelligence gathering is not the official thing per se. Even out of your social gathering, by the time you mingle with people, you can get some things, some intelligence reports that can help you do your work. So Nigerians are expecting so much from the new IGP, knowing fully well that in recent times we've been recording issues of kidnappings, killings here and there, and I'm praying that he delivers.
For want of time, in a sentence, you've talked about the taking care of the welfare of the police. Would you think that if this is taken care of by the new IGP, it would reduce the level of corruption in the police force?
We need to understand
I said in a sentence.
I believe so. I believe so because once your survivor is threatened as a human being, let's be natural. These police officers, they're human beings, they have families, they have responsibility, they have bills to pay. And once your survivor, your source of livelihood is threatened, you can be subjected to anything. And that's what is happening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Femi Johnson. All right, now we'll go on to sports with Jidechi. He'll be coming up soon to bring us what's up to speed in the world of sports. So please stay with us. True unripe plantain flour is 100% natural flour gotten from the processing of unripe plantain. It contains no addictive and has a net content of 500 grams. True unripe plantain flour contains vitamin A, B6 and C. It is gluten-free and rich in calcium. Consuming True unripe plantain flour helps to build and strengthen stronger bones and can be a great meal for diabetic patients. It decreases your chances of constipation as it has a high fiber content and provides you with a low-fat diet. Here are some steps to prepare your True unripe plantain flour. Firstly, mix True unripe plantain flour with hot water in a pot and gradually add water till you achieve desired thickness. Place over medium heat and turn very well for 4 to 5 minutes to get the right texture. Mold into a ball and place in a bowl and allow to cool. Serve with your choice of soup. True unripe plantain flour can be eaten with any variety of soup, be it your ofe oha, ofe onugbu, begiri, ewedu, or your miyan kuka. To get your True unripe plantain flour, contact us at 12 Olowera Isheri Road by First Welder bus stop off Omole Phase 2, Olowera, Lagos, Nigeria, or call 070-6663-8213 or 081-6397-4447. Distributors.
Fresh from the farm, e good for body. No chemical at all. This na real banga. No more wahala or pandy wash. Just put on for fire and your food is already. Everybody follow me chop banga, hey banga, oh. Make you follow me chop
banga cook don easy. Banga na palm fruit wey dem comot, put am inside can. You fit use banga cook any kind soup wey you like, and other food dem like rice, beans and even yam. Na Pali Agro Product Limited dem dey manufacture am. For distribution, make you call 070-666-38213. Banga, come make your food yummy.
from spar to spar. Looking for that ideal solution. I found the solution. And it's Blemiville Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blemiville family.
Welcome. This is the sports segment of iBrand Daybreak. Yeah, I was going to say sports department. I guess it's because I'm part of the sports department. But this is the sports segment on iBrand Daybreak. Here we get to talk about some of the stories that happened the day before, and last night was a plethora of activities right there in Europe, the UEFA Champions League. We got to see Manchester City and Real Madrid get the upper hand in their first leg semi-final games yesterday night. Yes, Real Madrid, they were able to do it 3-1 over Liverpool, who visited them right there in Spain. Manchester City, on the other part, their own ended 2-0 in favor of them, and they have the upper hand right now heading into the second leg against Borussia Dortmund. Well, it's been an interesting competition so far, and hopefully at this point we get to see a more interesting round when the second legs come around. Yes, that's going to be some weeks from now. That's how it's looking. But as it stands right now, I know the Manchester City fans and the Real Madrid fans can be excited and be hoping that their team are able to do the battle halfway through, and what's left right now is just the second leg that will be going down some weeks from now. Yes, tonight is another round of activities as Chelsea and FC Porto will be taking on themselves, and of course Paris Saint-Germain and PSG, which of course is a big game of tonight. Remember, that was the finals of last season's Champions League, whereby Paris Saint-Germain we are unable actually to win the Champions League. It was Bayern Munich who did it, 1 goal over PSG. Tonight is another chance for PSG to get their revenge, but at this point, I don't know if PSG would be able to do it, because it's looking like Bayern Munich's form is not going down as it stands. But at this point, we can only hope and wait and see what they have in the scorecard for us. Yes, let's move on from that one and talk about the National Sports Festival. The festival has been on for a couple of days now, but yesterday night it was a plethora of activities right there in Benin City. Yes, it was the opening ceremony, and we had lots and lots of dignitaries attending that one. The state governor of Edo State was present for that one alongside his deputy. The sports minister Sunday Dare was also there. The honorable minister of women affairs was also present right there in Edo State yesterday. The vice president Yemi Osibajo was expected to be there, but he sent representatives, and also the president gave a speech yesterday and was saying that the sports festival is a unifying factor. Remember, we love to call it in this part of the country the Nigerian Olympics. Yes, that's what the president was saying, that the Nigerian Olympics or sports festival, anyone you prefer to call it, is a unifying factor, and that's because different Nigerians from different parts of the country come together in one place, in one city, in one state to compete and go for gold right there at the National Sports Festival. It's been a unifying factor for a couple of days now. It's expected to be a unifying factor for the next 1 or 2 weeks. Let's see how it pans out. Lots and lots of people already picking medals right there in Edo State. Let's see how it pans out by the end of the festival, and let's see who would come up tops at the National Sports Festival this year. Back to you, Margaret.
Well, yeah, I agree with the president that says the sports festival is actually a unifying factor, and we don't hope it just ends. We hope it continues, and also the state will come together and know that we are one. And also, Real Madrid and Man City, they won their turns yesterday. How do you feel about the match? I know you said you wanted Real Madrid to win, and also Man City, and they did. So how do you feel?
Actually, I would say I'm not so excited. It was pretty much expected considering the recent form. The prediction I gave was based on the recent form of the 4 clubs, and looking at the 4 clubs from yesterday, I felt the two teams that actually won had the upper hand. And at this point, I would say I'm not pretty much excited. Not excited. I'm not pretty much surprised. It was really expected, the fact that Real Madrid and Manchester City should have won that one.
So how about Chelsea playing against Porto today, and also Bayern playing against PSG? Which of the teams are you supporting? Because it seems like the team you support is the one that wins. Please, are you supporting Chelsea? I know Chelsea has had lots of downtimes this season, but well, I just hope that they prove themselves tonight. Yeah. So, Jidechi, what do you think?
Mind you, let me correct that impression. I'm not supporting, I'm predicting.
Prediction.
I would not support Chelsea on a normal day, but I'm expecting them to actually win tonight's game against FC Porto. They've had a fine run of form under new manager Thomas Tuchel. I expect them to win tonight. And of course, the other one between Bayern and PSG. I've said it earlier, Bayern Munich, impressive form right now. It should be an easy one for them against Paris Saint-Germain.
All right, thank you so much, Jidechi. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we'll discuss the ravaging effects of corruption in Nigeria and the economy at large. So stay with us.
Powerful looks command respect, they say. The perfect body, the perfect grooming, and ultimately the perfect skin. Looks, style, and grooming makes the ultimate man. I've found a ridiculously easy way to make my skin always feel epic. My name is Neo. I found Blemiviv, and now my skin finally makes sense.
This is still iBrand Daybreak, and we're now bringing you the second part of our interview session. The ravaging effect of corruption on national development in Nigeria is quite huge. Corruption is still one of the greatest challenges facing Nigeria. The existence of this phenomenon is in virtually all aspects of the nation's socio-economic life. The current administration promised to fight corruption, defeat terrorism, and fix the economy. However, 2 years into the second regime, corruption remains intractable. Anti-corruption fight rests on a tripod. Our guest is still very much around in the studio, and that's the person of Femi Johnson, our public affairs analyst. Femi, once again, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes. During his campaign in 2015, Buhari promised, among other things, fighting corruption to its knees. But now, the first phase of his tenure has gone. We're on to the second phase. And corruption seems, rather than go down, seems to be escalating. What is making corruption defy all possible solution in Nigeria?
Well, I must start by saying, making reference to your introduction. When President Muhammadu Buhari was campaigning and wanted Nigerians to vote for him, his campaign promises, or his campaign promises were premised on three things: fixing the economy, the war against corruption, and
terrorism.
then tackling insecurity, which as at that time, you know, the issue of Boko Haram and then these things have been in existence. And now, second, I confess to you that a lot of Nigerians are not impressed. And I will make, this is not my personal opinion, even though I have my personal opinion, but I'll first of all make references to some opinions that has been in the public space. You remember what Tunde Bakare said a few days ago, where he released a statement as regards the state of the nation, that Pastor Tunde Bakare.
Yes, that this
now,
is not the Nigeria and Buhari.
Planned,
And if that is coming from someone who worked closely with President Muhammadu Buhari during his campaign, then why should I feel otherwise? And I think that is painting the reality we are in today and what an average Nigerian feels about corruption or some of the promises the president has made to Nigerians. Another reference is the U.S. report that was released a few days ago, talking about the fact that graft cases are more prevalent as far as this administration is concerned. That's another reference. And that, if that is coming from an agency or a U.S. agency, then you know that there's an element of credibility to that. So I have every reason to believe that could be something to go by. That's another reference. Look at some of the stakeholders in Nigeria who in recent times they've spoken, the likes of Obasanjo, those who have been presidents before now. You can tell that we've never had this bad. And no Nigerian will be happy with the way things are going at the moment. Well, give it to the president or the presidency. There has not been allegation of corruptions, you know, around the president or the presidency. Give it to him. Maybe because of his disposition, his personality. I see President Muhammadu Buhari as someone who seems to be very contented with what he has, comfortable. He's this conservative kind of person who is not materialistic. Give that to him. But how that has translated to transparency, ensuring accountability as far as governance is concerned, especially when it comes to other arms of government, we've not seen that. Don't forget, as far as the judiciary is concerned, there have been allegations of corruptions in the past, the CGN, a lot of reports. There are allegations of judges, you know, who are being tried for corrupt cases. And if you look at the legislative arm of government, talking about the National Assembly. And that's why an agency like SERAP a few days ago had to sue the president. There was this allegation of missing funds or allegedly misappropriated funds, 3.8 billion ED funds. Now, these funds were meant for Federal Ministry of Health, some federal medical centers, and NAFDAC. But according to the audited report 2018 released by the Auditor General of the Federation, it was revealed that this money was allegedly either misappropriated or missing. Now, that's why an agency like SERAP went to court to compel the president. Look at that. SERAP went to court to compel the president to investigate this missing or the allegation of missing funds. So what we're trying to say is we've not seen much as expected from this administration. I'm hoping with the few time left for this administration, something can be done. Then back to your question quickly, where you said the corruption thing has not been productive. Why it has not been productive is because, like I always say, we have individuals who are powerful than the structure. Individuals who are powerful than EFCC, powerful than ICP. Which shouldn't have been the case. And if that happens, in fact, these guys can afford to hire the senior advocates of this world to handle their cases, while EFCC is also struggling to raise funds to pay his, you know, these are issues, are fundamental issues that will not help, you know, the war against corruption. And then talking about, you know, there's this psychologist who came up with this theory that the hierarchy of needs. As Nigerians, if you look at the hierarchy of needs, talk about food, shelter, and clothes, an average Nigerian is struggling with that. And as long as you're struggling with that, you're subjected to any vices or any element of corruption. So it's a combination of several factors. But unfortunately, Time will not permit
Time will
us
not permit
to
us
really
to
talk about
well, we would have loved to have enough time to discuss this with you. But nevertheless, thank you for agreeing to be our guest on the show all the time.
It's my pleasure hanging out with you.
Oh yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
It's been wonderful.
Thank you very much, Femi.
Always my pleasure.
All right, now we have to take a short break. But when we return, we'll have the tweet central for you. It's going to be an interesting one, so don't miss it.
Oh boy, winning you was so easy.
I just couldn't stand those your powerful shots. That's what happened.
Really? Let's go to my place for dinner.
This fufu is so nice.
It's through unripe plantain flour.
True unripe plantain flour is delicious.
Yes, true unripe plantain flour is what I serve my husband for swallows. It's easy to prepare, fortified with vitamin A, low in sugar and cholesterol, rich in fiber that helps the heart, builds and strengthens the bone, and his energy level is boosted.
Through unripe plantain flour, no additives, 100% natural, a product of Pali Agro Products Nigeria. Through unripe plantain flour, available in all leading stores.
All right, many thanks for joining us. This is still iBrand Daybreak, and now it's time for the Tweet Central. Of course, Twitter is always bubbling with a lot of topics coming up, both funny and serious. So now we have this, amongst many, we have this particular one. An artist named Wise Kid has been making 30 million naira monthly since October 2020 by copying Wizkid's music on Apple Music and Amazon. Wow. He released an album and named it Last Giddy Made, then copied the names of Wizkid's songs and albums. Now he's getting a huge chunk of Wizkid's streams, and that alone is, in my opinion, that's a fraudulent thing to do. It's illegal to do. Illegal, yeah. And now at Joey Akan said Wizkid failed one cardinal rule, and that's why he was caught. Don't talk while eating. Because I don't know what level of village people syndrome will make a man who has struck illegal chords to publicly announce his numbers on social media. So now this is, as I said earlier, it's a fraudulent act. You shouldn't do that. That is wrong in all ramifications. Yes.
Has Wizkid reacted to this? Since these are songs originally done by him.
Well, Wizkid, I'm sure the management of Wizkid would react as soon as possible. But nevertheless, this is wrong, and we don't support.
We can't encourage
this is a form of corruption. What do you think?
It is. It's illegal. It is illegal, and it is corruption.
Yeah, I think there's a need for originality. Wizkid, Wizkid, and if you need to copy, maybe he might be your mentor. But if you need to copy someone you are, if you need to have a mentor, you don't have to copy everything he does. You can pick some things he does and probably add some spice to do yours, to make yours better. But copying is not something we encourage in the States. All right, yes, we have to end the segment here. I'm sure we have a lot of things to say to you, but time would not permit us. But before I end the segment, I'll leave you with a quote from William Shakespeare. It says, "Love all, trust a few, but do wrong to no one." I'll say that again. Love all, trust a few, but do wrong to no one. And with this, we have to end the show. My name is Margaret Opara.
By the way, I love that quotation. I'm Michael North. Another sizzling edition is on tomorrow. Be with us then.
Bye for now.